This conference will now be recorded.
You ready, Miss Ritchie?
You're ready. Let's go.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the RMC support group for June 2025. It's good to see everyone. Um, I just want to say, no Father's Day coming up, so happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. See those beautiful babies on the screens. It's wonderful to see. Happy Father's Day to you guys. Um, so we have someone new with us this month, George, and we're gonna go around and introduce ourselves and our connection with RMC. Just a quick introduction, and then we'll go around and uh, see if anybody have anything on their mind, or if they need any time for to speak this evening or whatever. Feel free to let us know. Um, So, George, I'll start it off. George, my name is Andre Sneed. Um, Originally from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I live in Georgia now, right outside of Atlanta. I was diagnosed with RMC back in April 2019. Um, October. So I originally got my kidney removed at Walter Reed, and then I transitioned down to MD Anderson in Houston, where I, was under the care of Dr. Masao. So after, several different chemo regimens and immunotherapy and radiation, um, got my first clear scan October 2020, and my scan's been clear ever since. So yeah, that's my connection with RMC. I'm feeling good and um, doing well now. So there is hope out there. So stay encouraged, stay strong during your journey. So I'm gonna kick it off to Brian. You can go ahead and introduce yourself for George there.
Hey George, my name's Brian. I'm from Houston, Texas. I was diagnosed with RMC in June of 2021. I had my left kidney removed. Originally, they found the growth on my left kidney. I had my left kidney removed, and then they told me that it was clear cell. And then upon further testing at MD Anderson, they found out that it was RMC. Um, I went through many rounds of chemo. I went through 2 regimens and a trial drug and many rounds of radiation. And as of say September, October of 2023, I have been NED, which is no evidence of disease, and I recently had scans about a month ago or so, and everything's still clear for me. So, like Andre said, there is hope, and yeah, that's my short story, or the short version of my story, I should say.
Thank you for sharing, Brian. I'm gonna go to Ashley. Can you introduce yourself and your connection with RMC?
Okay. Hi, I'm Ashley. I was diagnosed with RMC in December of 2024. Um, I I'm on my eighth treatment at the end of this month. So I'm still ongoing. They scheduled me 6 treatments at first, and I took a month break, and now I'm back starting again. So I just did my first treatment again for June 3rd. Um, I got my kidney removed on December 3rd. And that's when they found out that I had RMC. At first, they thought I had lung cancer because they saw something in my lungs and everything. So they was like looking at me having lung cancer. I was seeing a lung care doctor, and so then I ended up having the surgery on my kidney. It's a long story, but it was like two situations going on at the same time where I had a kidney surgeon and a lung surgeon, and they were working on me at the same time. So it was kind of just like, and then I just, ended up finding out that I had RMC. Um, Hopefully, you know, everything's gonna go smooth for me in a minute because I'm about to get a new doctor. Um, I think the next treatment I have, I'm gonna meet someone completely new. So he knows nothing about me aside from like my charts and stuff. So I have to start over, and I'm just a little nervous, but I think everything's gonna work out. I have fingers crossed and high faith. So, all right.
Thank you, Ashley, for the introduction. Brandon, can you give a brief introduction and your connection with RMC?
My name's Brandon. I'm originally from Sumter, South Carolina. My symptoms started in May of 2024 with the usual urine and blood. And then usually around September of 24, I actually caught an infection. And then when I went to the hospital, I was back in South Carolina from Kentucky, and they did a scan, and they were like, there was a mass on my kidney, but they didn't know what it was, if it was benign or malignant. So once I got back to Fort Bliss, they went in depth. In October 24, we found out it was RMC. They did the biopsy, and it came back like the next day. That it was what they was hoping it wasn't, and then they were like it was RMC. So I started traveling back and forth to Houston for care, and we just recently moved here April of 2024, April of this year. We just moved here to Rosenberg to be under the care of Dr. Masai, be more close to him. My doctor's over in El Paso. He was not comfortable with it, so we made the push to move here. On my second regimen of chemo. The first one stopped, so I'm currently on the second one. But I actually just got a call like an hour ago of when I need to be at the hospital, so I get my kidney surgery, my kidney removed tomorrow morning. So I'm preparing for that. Got to pack up and everything to get right for that. They say I'm be in the hospital for a few days, so yeah.
All right, thanks. Thanks, Brandon, for the introduction. Lucy, can you give us a quick introduction and your connection with RMC?
Yes. Hi, I am Lucy. I am joining in support of all of you, but more for my son, Dylan. He was 14, he is 17 now. But his story is very similar to everybody else's, playing soccer and then got hit by a ball and then blood in the urine and had his kidney removed. He is going for tests every 3 months and we are grateful. The last ones, I think a month ago, were still clear. So he's 17 and just trying to catch up. So
Thanks. Thanks for the introduction, Lucy. Um, Danielle, can you give us an introduction and your connection with RMC?
Hi, I'm Danielle. I started having symptoms like lower back pain and apparently blood in my urine November 2024. After like a couple of months, I was actually diagnosed. After a couple of months and a couple of biopsies, I was diagnosed with RMC in February of this year. And I immediately started rounds of chemo. When we had our last group, I let you all know that I had another scan come up and I had my kidney surgery scheduled. So my scan confirmed that, it was still in my kidney and the surrounding lymph nodes. And so that's where they targeted for the surgery. The surgery I'm still recovering from it. I'm not a fan of surgery whatsoever, but I know it's necessary, but still recovering from it. Um, they got the kidney, they got it all out. They took 11 lymph nodes and it was found in 9 of the 11 lymph nodes. So right now they are just communicating, been communicating with Dr. Mazal, which is really great. And so my next course of treatment is targeted radiation. So I have another PET scan this week, then followed by a CT scan to do staging for that. And I'm hoping that that'll all be for just preventative and to kill whatever may not be seen and that we could just be moving forward. So that's my story with RMC.
Thanks, Danielle. Thank you for your introduction. Alexa, can you give a George introduction, your connection with RMC?
Absolutely. Hi, everybody. I am Alexa, and Karen, you're in RMC, so just go into Barnescus. So my connection to RMC was through Chris's husband, Carlos Moran. He was in the same support group, young adult cancer support group that I was in, and I've been with this group since the beginning. Thanks, Andre.
Thanks, Alexa, for your introduction. Ms. Ritchie, can you give us a quick introduction, your connection with RMC?
Oh, my name is Richie, and my connection with RMC is I am the founder of the Chrissy J. Johnson Foundation. My son, Chris, was diagnosed in 2011 with RMC, and it was his vision to to start a foundation where we could create awareness for renal medullary carcinoma. Advocacy was unheard of, and of course, just to give other people an option, more options, shall I say, and so that no one would have to travel this journey alone. So I am very passionate about what I do, and thank you for allowing me to speak.
All right, thank you, Ms. Ritchie. Like I said before, George, welcome. Welcome to the RMC support group. I am one of the moderators, myself, Clarissa, who's not on the call tonight, and Brian as well, the new moderator for us. So we just want to welcome you to the support group. Where we share our shared experiences. Throughout our journey with RMC. We have uh, caregivers on the call. We have people that's currently going through RMC. We have survivors as well who have come out on the other side of the journey. So we just want to welcome you, and if you would let us know, where you're from and your connection with RMC, and where you at in your journey.
Absolutely. And I appreciate everybody's story, sincerely. So I got a little emotional for me, but I got diagnosed in November of, uh, not November, but yeah, I believe it was November of August of 2024. I just want to say it's beautiful, all these stories, and it's overwhelming just to meet all of you. So, because up until this point, before I met Richie, I felt like I was on an island or something. You know what I mean? So it's a warm feeling. But I got diagnosed in August of 2024. There was blood in my urine out of nowhere. They found I had a big mass on my left kidney. So I got my kidney removed in September of 24. And then I started treatment. The first round of treatment that I had, it wasn't working. It started spreading in my lungs. So my my oncologist out here, he referred me to Richie's foundation and told me to get in contact with her. And then I got connected with Dr. Masul. And so he suggested a different kind of medicine. And it actually started working and started getting some good results. I think I've had like 6 treatments so far of this doxorubicin medicine. I've flown to Houston a couple times. I just got back Saturday to meet with Dr. Masul, and he said that everything was working. It was working really well for me. He said a great deal of my cancer was gone. So going forward, he wants me just to continue with the treatments, and he's gonna look at what we need to do to try to see if we can get the rest out. But and that's my story. I'm originally from the Bay Area, California, but I live just outside of Reno, Nevada, in a little small country town called Fernley. So don't come here. It's not worth it. But yeah. And once again, sorry for getting a little emotional. It's just beautiful to meet all of you, and I appreciate all of you sincerely.
And it is okay to become emotional. That's what it's about. We're here for each other. No
Yes.
apologies needed.
Yes. So thank you for sharing your story, George. And I second what Miss Ritchie said. This, it's okay to be emotional. We are here to, you need a shoulder to lean on, or if you need, any questions, or have any concerns about any treatments or anything. Like, we are definitely here to, share our experiences. Because there's a great deal of people that have been through it. I know sometimes, once you get diagnosed with RMC, you think you isolated, and you think you're alone, but there's definitely support. Definitely support out there. So um, yeah, thank you for sharing. Do you have any questions or anything for the group tonight, or do you need any time to express anything or talk about anything that you want to discuss this evening?
Uh, no, not really. Just the the thing that comes with it, being faced with your mortality, and you know the fear of all of that. Just like I'm sure you guys have experiences. You know, just came out of nowhere for me personally. I'm just like, I have what? You know what I mean? And so it's been a battle trying to, especially initially when I got the news, it's been kind of hard just trying to stay focused and stay optimistic. But as time went on and I started getting the help that I needed, and uh, with Richie, being able to talk to her, and I hooked up with her, it really helped me out a lot. And so I feel a lot better. I feel much more positive about everything and the good news I've been getting. So, you know, and this only connecting with you guys is only helping me out even more. So that's what I have to say for now.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Latour, do you want to give a quick introduction and your connection with RMC?
Hi everyone, how are you guys doing tonight?
Good,
Um,
good.
Good, good.
I'm glad to be a part of this. I kind of been watching you guys for a few months. So I don't have RMC, but my fiance does. So I'm more so like a caretaker. And I've told him about y'all group, but he isn't there yet to get on here. But through your group, I've been able to just it's given me so much hope for his condition because it's been hard. It's been really hard. He got diagnosed. I think he started in like maybe August of last year. I think he was having back pain that he was ignoring, and he was doing a lot of heavy weightlifting. So him not noticing, when guys, I'm sure, I mean, you guys, some of the guys on here, I've heard the stories and other people as well that you guys were all like heavy weightlifting in the gym or whatever. So the pain that he was feeling originally, which was probably a sign, he just ignored thinking it was the weights or whatever. But he ended up having blood in his urine. And he was, I think they thought he was passing like gallstones or whatever. So he went to the doctor. They thought that was it. But and he ended up passing them. And then a week later, he got to the point where he could not move. Could not move. And I live in Atlanta, and he lives in New York. So I had to fly up there or whatever, and they had to, take him to the, take him. He went to the hospital. They ran tests and everything, and it came back that he had RMC. Had his meeting. The doctor told him there was no cure for it and everything. So I started doing research They said you never supposed to Google anything, and I probably should. Probably shouldn't, because it was just so much horrible news on there. But then I decided to. I was like, let me go on Instagram and Facebook. And so I went on Instagram and I found a couple people and just listened to their story. And I found I Richie, I've heard about your son CJ through the I can't think of his name in New York, because he's been cured as well. And he told me about your foundation. So I just kind of just started looking at the stories and stuff, because my fiance, he doesn't share much. So I get bits and pieces. So for me, I listen to you guys, your calls. I started listening and then just reading other people's story to give me an idea like what is coming next. Because I feel like if I want to listen to you guys, I just probably would have been like all over the place and just not knowing what's gonna happen next. And then he's just listening to the doctor, but he is working. I think his doctor is working with the doctor in Texas, which may be the same doctor you're talking about. And I had convinced him to go to Texas, and because I wasn't sure his doctor was working with somebody in Texas, because I had already looked up MD Anderson and everything. And I just, when he told, I was like, I need you to ask your doctor, like, who he's working with, like, is he working with the doctor in Texas? And they I forgot the medicine. I don't know the name, but George, the medicine that you're on now, that is what they just switched him to, because the you guys would know. The first one that they typically give you guys, that's what he started on, and it was working very well and everything for like 6 months, and then they was like, okay, we need to switch it up. So far, I don't know what has happened as far as like, is it working? I think we'll know next week. But just hearing y'all story, I'm almost like asking myself, like, did I talk too soon and not convince? I backed down on Texas when he was ready, and I backed down because he. I'm on the call. wait. I backed down because his doctor told him, well, I'm already consulting with them. They had a certain mixture for the chemo treatment and they told them to change it. So I was like, okay, that's good or whatever. But now that I'm seeing you guys and just, I've seen the recordings and stuff and just seeing how you guys have a good relationship with them, I almost regret that I backed down on that and wish that he could have just started going to just coming to Texas instead of just being consulting, because now I'm asking questions like, are you guys are they sending each scan over there just from hearing y'all communication, like is he sending every scan over there that they're doing, are they looking at everything? And I'm so clueless and not knowing what's going on, because in his mind he's like, my doctor is looking out for my best care and he's taking care of everything for me. In my mind I'm like, well, if you're not disclosing that to me, how I know he's taking care of? Because I feel like I'm getting a lot of good information from y'all and I'm like, okay, is your doctor doing this? So and for me, since he doesn't open up, he doesn't say too much, it takes him a long time to kind of let me in as far as what's going on medically. And so, I mean, God has blessed us gracefully for him to not be stressing financially and everything. And so all he got to focus on is just healing and, in his word, getting closer to God, and just following the course and believing and have hope. But it has been communicated that I think he will have surgery. So I'm curious to kind of know how that's going to be, because I have no clue.
Yeah, I think the person that you mentioned, that's Lamar James. Does that sound familiar? And he's in New York.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm,
And
Lamar.
and what's your fiance's name? Do you mind sharing, or does he not want?
His name is I was like, oh Lord, this video getting, he gonna kill me.
Oh well, don't do it. I tell you what. I tell you what. Call me. Can you call
Or
me? Or
give us the first initial. Like what does his name start with?
It starts with the R.
Okay, there we go. We'll call him R.
call him Aura.
But I told him about Lamar's story because Lamar's story gave me so much hope. I was like crying, and and I had to kind of put it together, pull it together, to be strong for him, and just make sure we're good financially, and just try to take, because when a person is diagnosed with cancer, and and he can't work, and you guys, I mean, maybe some of you guys probably couldn't work either, but you're going to be concerned about how you going to pay your bills, how you going to take care of your family, and just all the finances. So where I came in, I kind of try to take away that stress or whatever. Like I say, that's why I think we're blessed, because we don't have to worry about stuff like that. And then we have health insurance. So I just feel like I try to take control of that part of being a caregiver, where he can just focus on healing, because it's a lot.
It is.
And he's in pain like daily. Not in pain where he has to go to the hospital all the time and things like that, because I've heard so many different stories. But I think he's been taking the treatment very well. His body has been responding to the treatment very well throughout the process. I think about around, he started treatment maybe September. I think about October, November, they had told him his kidneys were functioning like at 100% better, like all his organs. So he was getting good feedback from that part. And then in January or February, I know they told him something. I don't know what it was, but I felt like it wasn't good. But because he kind of shut down on me, and it took him some time he still hadn't truly disclosed it. But then they came and told him they switched him to the new chemo treatment and saying this will work. And I'm assuming the doctor in Texas had told them like, hey, you need to switch this up. And
Well, Latour, I have a question for you real quick. Do you know if he has a palliative care doctor?
if he has a what?
Palliative care? Have you heard of that?
No, I haven't.
Can you share where he's getting treated? Like what
He's
hospital?
he's at Strong Hospital in Rochester, New York.
Okay, so I would recommend that for R that you ask for a referral to a palliative care doctor. Those people help so much with quality of life and pain and other things that I think that that would help him quite a bit.
Okay. Can you put that name in
I
the
will
chat,
put that
please?
in the chat.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Because I told him to try acupuncture.
And yes, that's some of what they can do. They can refer you to acupuncture. They have
He was
so
gonna
many
do it.
there's so many things in their toolbox that they can use that will help. There's medications that they can prescribe. There's different like essential oils. I mean, they have so many things that can help improve quality of life and pain.
Okay. Okay. Because he doesn't really get sick like that from the chemo. Like when he started this new one, he kind of the 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 first treatment it was kind of bad, but since then he's been responding
Mm-hmm.
pretty well. So it's just the constant pain, and I mean I know you guys don't want to keep taking pain medicine, like, but I mean you have to do what you got to do to
Yeah.
alleviate. But it's just constant pain.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing your connection with RMC and sharing his story. Like I told George, you know this group has caregivers on here. You got people that have that's currently going through RMC. You got people that has made it on the other side of the journey as well. So we all have different different knowledge as far as uh, our connection with RMC. So thank you for sharing. Um, I think you had a question about as far as the kidney surgery in itself.
Mhm.
Um, I know for myself, when I had surgery, they wanted to remove not only my kidney but some lymph nodes as well. So is that something they're looking at with him? Has the
So I only get bits and pieces. So I kind of listen to y'all calls. I kind of put things together, but I know they said it's in his bone.
Mhm.
The cancer is in his bone, and he they told him if this treatment does not work, they were going to have to do surgery. So, and like I said, he only giving me. Oh, okay, I'm on the call. He's only giving me like bits and pieces. So, and one thing I try to do, I try not to pressure it out of him. I just try to, let him tell me gradually. So I try not to ask too many. I try to be respectful of it and try not to ask too many questions because I'm like, when a person's ready to let you know, they'll kind of let you know. So I'm kind of like getting bits and pieces.
I
But
got you.
because we just got engaged and we were gonna get married in November, and they told him to kind of push it back a few months.
Okay.
So, and I
Um,
possibly because of the surgery.
yeah, I know. Danielle, you just said you had your kidney removed. Is that correct? Like you just went through the surgery? Can you kind of expound on
Yeah.
that for Latour and just kind of share like your, I guess, experience with getting your kidney removed?
Yeah, I mean, I can share my own. For me, the tumor primarily was in my right kidney, and it had spread to some nearby lymph nodes as well. And so when they went in and took it out, they took out the 11 and found it in the 9 of them. And then it was growing close to like a muscle, like near my spine. So they took a sample of that as well. But it wasn't there, luckily, and it doesn't seem to be anywhere else, at least so far. That's what I'm hoping for. For the surgery, like I said, not a fan whatsoever. But it has been it hasn't been unbearable, especially if you have support. So I know that you're from a distance, and I know you're only getting bits and pieces, and you don't want to ask, you don't want to push. Sometimes I don't want to talk either, and sometimes I get sick of people asking me, and I get sick of talking about it. But I'm so grateful that they do ask, and I'm so grateful that I have that support because it makes it that much easier. So for me, I don't know about everyone else, but afterwards I had a drain, so that I had to keep in for like 2 weeks. I just got that out last week. And then I had one primary incision point where they removed the kidney, and then a bunch of little ones where I guess they went in with other little tools. I don't know the whole process. So there will be a couple of different wound sites, and at least for me, it was on my stomach. And then the most uncomfortable part was that drain, and then now letting all that kind of heal back up right now. So it's uncomfortable. They give you pain medicine. I had nerve medicine, pregabalin or something like that, and Celebrex. I found Celebrex to work a lot better than the pregabalin, but maybe they have to work together. I don't know, but I like the Celebrex a lot better. And then they gave me like some oxy for a little bit, which I didn't really like taking. It makes me kind of a little woozy and uncomfortable. But for the first couple of days, I did, take some, and then I used Tylenol after that. But I will say, being mindful of what he's eating afterwards, that was the hardest thing is eating for me. They keep telling you like your digestion is going to go to sleep, and it's going to take a while for everything to wake back up, and for everything. At least that's what I was told, and that was very true, and it was very uncomfortable, and one of the roughest parts of the of that. So making sure that he has food around, a lot of hydration things, whatever his preferred method is of kind of keeping himself regular without having to like strain or stuff might help make it easier as well too.
So what type of food did you have to or
So they told me that I had no restrictions, that I could eat whatever. And so when I was in the hospital, I was in the hospital for 2 days. I just ordered off the menu. But I tried to keep it light. So I tried to keep like the chicken, something, like rice, maybe a veggie as well. And then I was really digging the Jello. Really liked that hospital Jello quite a bit. So I kind of did things like that. But when I came home, oh, here's someone's bringing a lasagna, and now someone's bringing a this and a that. And so they're like, oh, well, I don't have any restrictions. So I learned the hard way that I absolutely have my own restrictions that I need to pay attention to. So if you already has like dietary stuff, like I'm lactose intolerant, I would stay away from things that you cheat on, but that you're not supposed to be eating. So like I would, if I did vegan, I would not eat dairy at all. I would keep things light. I ended up eating just like smaller meals throughout the day just because it was too much to try to sit down and have a meal. Um, I I personally like prune juice, so like warm prune juice, and was really helpful for me through all this process as well. I like a lot of fresh fruit that was easy to kind of eat and snack on. So I like cherries and grapes. So those were things that I asked to kind of have around. So I just tried to be mindful of those things. Stay away from spicy because I got really bad heartburn, which I'm still dealing with today. Um, that's just my experience. So
okay. Thank you for sharing that with me.
mhm.
you, Danielle. After my surgery, I know one of the things I had to deal with was were blood clots. I had developed a pulmonary embolism, blood clot that had went to my lungs. So, that's just something to be mindful of as well, because after surgery you be laying down for a minute, so your blood ain't really flowing. You're not really moving, so that's just another thing just to look out for. Like after your surgery. So.
They told me to walk around
Mhm.
as much as I could. And even though
Yeah.
all my family tried to keep me in bed as much as I could, I was like, oh no, you're not, like I gotta walk, I gotta do something. So even just like walking from one end of my house to the other, doing as much as that. And then they gave me a walker too, which I found I was up against, but it's coming really handy, especially as I'm healing.
Exactly. Thank you. Thanks, Danielle, for sharing. Latour, did you have any other questions or anything else you wanted to share? Renal?
Nothing, nothing right now
Okay.
at all for listening.
Okay. Um, Ashley, do you have any questions or any updates for the group or anything you want to share or ask?
Um, I just feel like I just like glitched or something. Um, I don't really have any updates. Uh, the only update I have is like mentally lately, I've been on like a flip of turning my frown upside down. Like at first I was in like the deepest hole. Like when I was just spiraling out of control, like, oh, my life is over, blah blah blah. But these past few months I've been hanging out with more people who have it in them to pour into me. And like they've been like very positive and stuff like that. So I've been able to like change my mindset. And I feel like if you just do everything opposites, like if you get sad, okay, get up and immediately do something that makes you happy, even if it's like drawing a little picture or playing your favorite song, just get yourself out quickly. Because I don't know about you, but me, I'm a person like I can like kind of spiral into my thoughts and just be laying there for the longest thinking the worst. So I truly believe that we're all going to come out on top of this. And um, I don't know, surrounding yourself with people that pours into you because it really shows, like, it reflects on you. Like, even when you're not with them throughout the day, like, you'll catch yourself being negative, and as long as you just keep having positive thoughts, it'll just like reflect. I don't know. I don't know if y'all catching my drift. I'm kind of rambling right now, but just stay positive, happy faces, okay? Thanks. That's all I got to say. I'm cool though. No updates, no anything. I'm just getting my treatments. Um, that's it.
Thank you, Ashley. Thank you for sharing and for your positive message. It's much appreciated. Um, Jim, do you want to give us an introduction, your connection with RMC?
Yes, I'll just give you a little background. I don't know whether I should be in this group or not, but Jim Marshall and
Oh, are you looking for veterans?
well, no, I've been in the veterans
Uh-huh.
group,
Uh-huh.
but Jim Marshall had suggested that I should also tie in with the MS group.
Oh, this is RMC. MS is in Barniscus room.
So it's a different room.
Yes, it's in Barniscus room. Do you want me to put the link in the chat?
Yeah, if you would. I'm not so great at this.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And they're going on right now.
I have prostate cancer. I have MS. I have heart conditions.
Yeah, I'll put the link in the chat and just head over there and he'll take care of you.
All right. I hope I can make the connection.
Oh, sorry. Here.
Thank you.
I still
God
had the
bless.
palliative care. Sorry. Here.
best for everyone.
No, you'll be fine. There you go.
All right. Brandon, did you have any questions or anything you want to share with the group this evening?
No questions. Actually, my questions was actually kind of answered with Latour's question by Danielle. Since after surgery, I did want to know a little bit more about that, but those questions have been answered. A little nervous about it, but yeah,
When is your surgery is tomorrow, Brandon?
tomorrow morning.
Okay. All right. Have they talked about removing any lymph nodes, or they just gonna remove your kidney?
So they are going to remove the kidney and lymph nodes around the kidney also. Get as much as they can. And they actually did talk about putting in a drain plug because they were saying the lymph nodes can leak and everything. So the best bet is put a drain plug in. Um, but they're saying that they're going to make a big incision, like from here all the way down to under the belly button. I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
okay. So yeah, yeah, that's about yeah.
It's okay. That look, that scar gonna heal up good. I got it. I got the same one,
Oh
and
yeah.
look, we dark skinned, so it'll be
It
it'll
hit a
be
little.
okay. So
What time is your surgery?
It's at 10:30.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll leave here. I drop my daughter off to daycare, and we'll head on over there.
all right, definitely gonna be praying for a successful surgery, and hopefully at the next meeting you can give us an update, and hopefully you be feeling much recovered and feeling better.
Oh yeah. Hopefully it's like normal. I bounce back pretty quick. Hopefully.
All right. Uh, Lucy, there any updates for Dylan? Still doing good? Still strong?
He is still strong. Yes. No recent update. Um, had his test last month in Houston. Everything was good. So we're super grateful. He's still going strong.
Where is he?
He is actually back home. I am home in the motherland in Kenya visiting my family.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he's back at home in Kansas. I think he was going to a basketball game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he getting scans every how often? Is it 4 months, 3 months, or 6 months?
He's getting every 3 months, and
Okay.
they will move to 4 months after the August visit.
Okay. Great.
Yeah,
Well, you let Dylan know we all asked about him. We rooting for
I
him.
will. Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right.
Ashley, I saw you had your hand up. Did you want to comment on either Brandon or Lucy? You're muted,
You
honey.
muted.
Okay, I'm back. Okay, so sorry. I was actually gonna comment on the surgery situation. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
anybody mentioned it, but posture is a very important thing when you're recovering because the feeling of like a contraction when you're not sitting upright or whatever, it feels like your surgery wound is like kind of clenched up. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Like that, like a I feel like that's where the gabapentin kind of checked in for me a lot, helping me with that. Um, and there's something else. Not peeling or picking at your scar either. I have a very long fish hook looking scar as well, and I'm light skinned, so you can see mine very well. But that does not stop me from wearing my crop tops. Okay, it's a part of my tattoos now. um, but yeah, so posture, keep it straight back, stand tall and keep pushing. Do not sit down, do not become lazy. Just slowly move and get to it, live your regular life just in slower motion. That's all I wanted to say about that one. Thanks,
Thank
Alexa and Andre.
thank you, Ashley, for giving us that info. Brian, do you have any updates or anything you want to share with the group this evening?
No updates for me, really. Um, like I said, I got my scans about a month ago. Everything's clear. I do have to go see my nephrologist next week because Dr. Masala suggests I get one just so I can like keep my one kidney healthy. Since that's all I got now. So, but
Okay. Are you doing every 6 month scans or?
so yeah, I'm doing over 6 months now. He wanted to move me to 9. I said, let's give it one more 6, and then we'll go up to 9 after that.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Good. Good. Glad you're doing well. Good. Good. Um, Danielle, did you have any questions or anything else you wanted to share with the group?
I don't think so, really, right now.
Okay. All right. Well, we glad your surgery went well. Glad you in recovery mode. Okay. George, did you have any questions or any concerns? I know you're about to have surgery too, correct?
No, I already had my
You already
surgery
had surgery. Okay.
in September 24. So,
Okay.
um, no questions, anything right now. This is I mean, sincerely, this has been beautiful for me just to connect with you. So I look forward to many more group chats with you guys for sure.
George, do you have any advice you could share with Brandon about your surgery?
Uh, yeah, the one thing that I dealt with after surgery was because you land on your back, uh, recovering. So I had a little bit of fluid get into my lung, which they told me it could happen. So just kind of be aware of that. Just try to get up and move as much as you can because it's not pleasant when you got to go get it drained because that's not fun. So, but yeah, just the fluid. Watch out for that fluid building up in your lung just from laying on your back for so long. But other than that, it was pretty. I mean, I recovered pretty quick and it wasn't too painful.
So
Okay.
I guess can I ask from like a caregiver perspective? Because I have to plan for for this in sometime this year, and I got kids and school and stuff, so I gotta kind of plan ahead, try to plan ahead. Um, is after the surgery, is it do you, for I guess from a caregiver perspective for the ones that had it, like I guess how attentive did your caregiver need to be when it came to you guys recovery? Because I just want to try to try to plan ahead, like if I got to be gone from work maybe a week or two, or because I'm hearing like Andre, you said about the blood clot. George, you said something about you know the the fluid in your lungs. So just being for me, just to be observant of those, to be observant of those signs, because I don't feel like my fiance, the people, they're gonna be very observant of that. So just trying to plan.
Right. Well, as far as the fluid in the lungs, the if how you can tell you have a little sharp pain on the side, like in your ribs, whichever side the fluid is building up on. It's a little discomfort on the side of the rib. So if he's complaining about that, that's an indication that he might have fluid. But from a caregiver standpoint, my daughter's mother, she stepped up to was helping me out during my recovery from my surgery, and uh, it maybe for me maybe a week and a half, where I just needed, I just needed somebody to be around just to help me out as far as, um, just to get, as far as eating and everything like that. And what I mean by that is preparing meals for me. So just things like that, but it wasn't. It was maybe like a week and a half. So,
Gotcha.
making sure you stay on top of the pain pills if when you need some or whatnot.
Yeah, because I feel like my fiance, like he can be in so like pain or somewhat like excruciating pain or be feeling a certain kind of way. And I'm like, you need to call your doctor and say something. Don't wait till you go see the doctor. Then they telling you like, oh well, you should have did this, and I'm like, you need to, he keeps it in. I'm like, you need to call them and let them know. And he always like, well, what they gonna do about it? They're not gonna do nothing. Like all they gonna do is prescribe it. I'm like, well, they're familiar. You gotta let them know. So that's why I'm asking, like, listening to some of the after effects you guys had, so I can kind of be alert and knowing what's going on. Being that I know sometimes he just don't openly disclose it, and I can know when I need to be trying to call the doctor if something's like something's up.
I know after my surgery, my caregiver was there probably about a week and a half or so, and caregivers are so important as far as being an advocate, being there for support, and I know you heard you talk about the pain med. So, like in the hospital, like before, like when I felt like a little pain or whatever, like I would go ahead and I would let the doctors know so they can put in the whatever they had to do for like the liquid morphine or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That took a little time to get or whatever for the nurses to bring. So just be cognizant of that. Don't wait until the pain is so bad that you need the medicine like right then and there. You know what I'm saying? So once that pain start creeping in, just be mindful of that and get that addressed as soon as possible.
I'll relay the message.
Okay. Um, and I know you mentioned this earlier, as far as whether to keep getting treatment, where you at, or traveling down to MD Anderson. Um, I know Dr. Masal is great at working with other doctors throughout the U.S. or the world or whatever. It's just those doctors also got to be willing to work with him as well.
Mm-hmm.
So um, I know in my case, I chose to. They were going to send me to Cancer Institute in Maryland, but yeah, I just made the decision to go down to MD Anderson and actually, be there under his care full time. But we do have people in the group that their doctors work with Dr. Masal as well, so it kind of there's both options just depending on what's best for what's best for him and what's best for you all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I know, or I in the beginning he was, he was like, I could ask the doctor whatever I wanted to ask, and so this is where I kind of had did all my research and things like that, and I brought up the doctor in Texas, and I sent the doctor an email, and he told me he was working with the doctors in Texas, and then I kind of got ahead of myself because I was like, okay, well, is he gonna be able to get to the point where he get his kidney removed? And he was like, hold up, we moving too fast. We moving too fast. We getting a little ahead of
Yeah, what do you
ourselves. We
mean?
don't know that yet or whatever.
So when is it
And
gonna start doing? When I say 9 o'clock, I want you to
but he
seriously
hasn't,
let me look at the
now
clock.
like if I try, like he won't let me go to the to visits or to discuss anything with the doctor. So now I'm just kind of like, I just got to get the information from him. But I mean, he hasn't seen him in at least a month or so. So I think he'll see him maybe this week or next week after he gets his scan. Because he just got the port installed last week. And I had been telling him to get it early on and he didn't want it. But it's like now, they take forever to try to find your vein or if the right person is
Mm-hmm.
there. It's just a whole, I mean, I'm sure you all been through all that. So he finally got that taken care of. So when he goes back, I'm just going to have specific questions for him and just have him ask. And I'm going to make sure I have the right questions so I can feel comfortable with kind of where he stands and with working with the doctor in Texas. Because I'm clueless. I'm clueless right now and just, I feel like I'm being informed a lot from you guys, and I might be ahead of myself on some things too, but I like to kind of know what's happening, like what I'm gonna be faced with, basically, instead of waiting so I can kind of be prepared, kind of prepare myself for it.
Got you. Um, Brandon, can you kind of share your, I guess your process? I know you was receiving treatments in El Paso and kind of like just your decision making on from moving, from where you was at to moving to Houston, kind of what went into that, your thought process.
So I did started receiving treatment in Houston. I mean, in El Paso in October. One of the things was as soon as my doctor found out that this was RMC, he reached out to Dr. Masao that very same week, the next day, before I even started treatment. They set me up for the next week for treatment. So the thing was, he already reached out to Dr. Masao, and Dr. Masao already told him what to start me on before I even started the first treatment. So that's one thing about it. My doctor, he reached out immediately because he was not comfortable once he found out what this cancer was. He From day one, when he found out what this cancer was, he was saying that we want to get you to Houston to this doctor because it's something that he wasn't comfortable working with. He wasn't confident with it, but as long as he was talking to Dr. Masao, he got a little bit more confident with it. But what sparked my us making the move was one of the big things was when the first regiment stopped working. When that stopped working, it was like we got to have a push. We got to make a push to get down there. We was already working here, but as soon as that stopped working, I think within 2 3 weeks, because I'm active duty military, so it took a process to get all of this done. But as soon as that they found out that that regiment stopped working, like my chain of command, they pushed immediately. We made some stuff happen. I reached out to Andre about some stuff because he knows he's been through it with the military, so he gave some insight on that also. But ultimately, it was just being close to Dr. Masai after I spoke with him, like actually met him for the first time. Me and my wife and everybody, we felt a lot more confidence. I was like, you know what? I need to be here. I want to be my doctor. I want to be here all the time. So my doctor, he was okay with it, and that really what motivated us to move down here.
All right, Brandon, thank you for sharing. And I just want to highlight this. It's very important to be, what I'm saying, proactive, what I'm saying, especially with RMC because of its nature. And one thing about Dr. Masao, if that cancer becomes resistant, he automatically, moves to another treatment, another clinical trial, another, you know, immunotherapy or whatever the case may be. And also at MD Anderson, they also have a good radiation oncologist, and we had him on one of our calls as well, Dr. Tang. He's very good, and he works with Dr. Masai as far as the radiation piece of it as well. So once they do have, the cancer contained, they can go in with the radiation and, zap it, targeted radiation, Um, and that's something that kind of Dr. Tane kind of spoke on. So I know for me, it was very beneficial to getting down to MD Anderson. But if you can't make that move, he's very willing to work with, your doctors on your treatment plan. All right. Alexa, did you have anything you wanted to share? Any questions or anything for the group
Nope,
there?
just great to see everybody.
It's great seeing you too. Great seeing you. Miss Ritchie, do you have any updates for us for the group? Any questions or anything you want to share?
Well, it's great seeing everyone. I would like for Latora to take my number down and text me with your information. Also, I wanted to share we are partners with Sickle Cell Consortium, and they are having their 12th annual Sickle Cell Warriors Convention July the 15th through the 20th in Orlando. They will give us 4 scholarships, and the scholarship um, would include your hotel stay, and the conference is discounting the conference to $50. Of course, you would be responsible for your airfare to get there. Um, but otherwise, if anyone is interested in going, it's in July. Just please text me, and then I'll get the link over for you to complete the application if you're interested in going.
Thank you, Miss Ritchie, for sharing that. Rick, how's it going? We do have a new person on the call with us today. Is George.
Two new people. We have Latour, we have
Yeah,
George.
two new people. I'm sorry, two new people. George and Latour is here on behalf of her fiance, who has been diagnosed with RMC as well. So we
And
just
Rick, we do know that Latour's fiance name begins with an R. So
yes.
is it you?
No,
We want to
I'm
know.
well, welcome. Can you hear me?
We can hear
Yes,
you.
yeah, yes. I have to check my speakers and my microphone every time now. Um, Welcome to everybody. I hope you got a lot out of the group. It's always good to see everybody in here. The MS group is busy, very busy. They also had a couple of new people, so I hope it's good to see Miss Ritchie and Andre and Ashley and Brian, everybody. So nothing much more. We do have. I don't know. Did it go? Did the recipes go into the RMC reminder, Miss Alexa?
I'm thinking that if they didn't, we'll get them on the next time.
If not, we'll get on next time. We got some great they're really good. They're so good that Miss Alexa's already picked out what she's making.
Just with Danielle, as long as you do the food allergies and intolerances, Danielle's good.
Okay.
Because we talked about that after having a kidney surgery, being careful what you eat. So
Yes, indeed. Indeed. So, how hot is it in Houston?
Real hot and humid. Not pleasant at all.
How hot is real hot?
Well, I think it was like 87, 90 today or something like that. Wasn't it, Brian? What was it, Brandon?
Yeah, I think it
See
said
what
it
is it now?
feels like. I know yesterday it said it felt like 101 with the
Oh, yeah.
humidity.
Like
with a
90
high
now?
humidity level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very high.
Well, we don't. It was 101 here today, but we didn't have the high humidity. So.
I didn't have the humidity. But that's what keep us beautiful is the humidity.
Yes, and we dry out like raisins where we are. So
I
yeah,
wasn't going to say
we finish up. We finish up like raisins here. Um, And we're wimps when it comes to the humidity. I mean, you get a little bit of humidity here, and everybody's complaining because well, I shouldn't say that, because when the monsoons come in, which is going to be relatively soon, it does get humid here for like real humid here for a couple of months. Um, but it's only during the monsoon season.
All right, Andre, do you want to take us out?
Yes, yes, yes. I think we have all hearts composed here. Definitely glad to have George and Latour on the call. Like I said, hope y'all got something out of it. And looking forward to you guys next month. The next RMC call is July the 8th. July the 8th. 7 Central, 8 Eastern. As always, we're gonna, keep everyone going through this in our, in our hearts and in our prayers, and um, definitely wish y'all the best throughout this journey. And always, Miss Richie is a phone call away. I'm a phone call away. Outside of just the, normal group sessions, we are here for, um, any questions that you may have throughout the week or whenever. So feel free to reach out. Don't be afraid to reach out and contact us, and we'll, try to get those questions, answered best way we can. So, um, stay positive, stay strong, and um, keep pushing. Keep pushing.
And a special prayer to Brandon Hunter tomorrow. I know you will
Yes,
well.
Yeah.
Brandon. Special prayer to you for your surgery tomorrow. Definitely hope all goes well with that.
And Ashley, we will sing you happy birthday next month. Come
Yeah.
back.
Ashley's birthday is
What is Ashley's birthday?
8th.
July the 9th.
Night. Sorry, the 9th. It's the 9th. So on the 8th, we can have a little
Yes.
party.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
We're
Somebody bring some nachos.
Bring all the nachos.
It's my brother's birthday as well.
What?
okay.
Okay.
All right, Ashley, we'll sing you happy birthday next month. So be ready to
I'll be
receive
ready.
that.
And we'll hear great news from Brandon about his surgery too.
Right.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Go, Brendan.
So as always, stay blessed, and we'll see you guys next month.
Good night.